Hello folks, and welcome to this week's show. This week we're trapping off my back porch. We're trapping coyotes in Pennsylvania. This is trapping time.
Do you have the drive to be a trapper? They question my skill and my motive. They call me a Hollywood trapper. I give it my all to this game called trapping so that she can experience the challenge.
Well, it's getting late. Sun's going down, baby.
Smell that? Just screams coon.
The brush pile set came about.
We as trappers push ourselves to the limits.
This is my first Mississippi cat.
I hate it. There's a gray fox down here.
I caught this pretty little red right here. That is a monster. These are so big we got dragging like deer.
Peyton second beaver.
This is what you experience when you go on a trapping trip.
Brand new beaver trap.
Got the FB1. I see the tail. Beautiful. Randy has got a muddy mess happening.
We got one. Right exactly what I'm talking about, right here in this dip.
1 second.
Robby, Gilbert, king of poor man's zone. Did you happen to see that awesome?
I got something up here. Aha! 175s are definitely doing their job.
Do you have what it takes to play the game?
Three.
Follow me on my journey. This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Now folks, this is a really big coyote. We're not probably less than a mile from my house, and I hear these dogs all the time. And this spot right here is just one of those perfect little sweet little spots that if you can find, you are going to put coyotes after coyote on your stretcher. All it is, we've got this big long field behind me, and it necks down to this ridge line. This ridge line is so narrow. There's an old gate right here. The gentleman whose property we're trapping on used to have a lot of cattle. He doesn't have it anymore. The gate's wide open. There's another field out here, probably 100 yards. This road connects these two fields, and I tell you what, it is just a coyote superhighway. Anytime you can find a spot like this, you've got to set it. Now, this dog here, I caught him on this side. Now, I actually set a trap on the other side. Now, anytime you notice when I'm making sets, what do I normally do? I like to set them close to each other. This situation here, I did it because I knew if the wind changed or whatever, I wanted to make sure that we had him on each side of the gate, and we did. Had this dog here, and a little set I like to call a mole mound set, and it's going to be hard to remake, but I'm going to show you, I'll show you what I did, and we'll remake it to look like it, but he has got this place just utterly tore up. I'll show you what this set looked like, my little molehill set. Yes, we're going to make mountains out of molehills. In normal situations, if it's just dirt, you can reach down in there and clean it out. But with it being mud, we don't really have that option. So we're just going to come back here. We just grabbed our cutter, drive it in on the chain. Try to stay off the cable because you don't want to take a chance of kinking the cable. But here we are. We're ready to rock again. Now, if this was later in the year, since we're early fall still, I'd probably take some peat moss and line the bottom of it. But I don't think it's really going to be an issue. But I'll throw a little handful down in there anyways. Now, we've got a perfect trap bed happening right here. Now, we're going to take our trap. I like to take the power jaw first, stick it down in there. Trap solid. That is about the quickest, the easiest way to bed a trap. I went in and made 2 dirt plugs. Normally, when I'm setting 2 traps, I'll have 2 dirt plugs anyways. Well, since it's a remake, I've only got the 1. But what I like to do is take and turn them upside down and break them up a little bit. We want to give it the look like it's some type of mound. All right. Now, we're going to take our driver, take it right in the middle. Oh, this stuff here is real easy. No, folks, I'm not that strong. It's just this ground's so muddy right now. Give it a little bit of a ream. We're talking about the size of a quarter. Just give that little bit of realism there. This happens, it takes care of so many aspects. We've got our hole, which is what we're going to hold our lure and stuff in. We've got this as our backing. We've got an attractor backing. We have it all in this thing here. And it's dirt that it didn't cost me any extra work. It was dirt that I was already bringing out. I don't have to go around looking for another object. It's right here. Now, if I see any high spots, something that really catches my eye that's out of the ordinary, now I'll take and I may end up scraping it out of the way. But for the most part, this set here is ready to rock. I bet all you guys are sitting at home going, oh my God, he traded his gut gloves in. No, I didn't. They make them blue too. They come in blue, so. Don't everybody think I give up on the gut glove. I just thought it was time for a change. I had my other pair of gloves for 3 years, and they finally broke on me. I told Uncle Freddie I needed something, so he threw me a pair of blue gloves. Blue, orange, doesn't matter. It's still a good quality product. All right, sets remade. We're gonna take a little bit of some SK mice meat. I found a stick here. We're gonna take that mice meat and work it down in that hole. A lot of times if you're using thicker baits, you might want to make your hole a little bit bigger. But this one here, it worked out pretty good. Now we're going to take some Red Fox gland lure from Night Owl and just put a little drop right on top of the molehill. And it's hard too, because when it's cold and warm, you don't, sometimes you put too much, sometimes you don't put enough. It's kind of a guessing game. You get later in the season when it's cold all the time, it's easy to figure out how much lure you put a bunch. This early season stuff, it's kind of a guessing game until it starts turning cold. But usually all it means you just have to wait a little longer before you can put a coyote in the bed of the four-wheeler. So that's a remade set. Definite coyote killer. That location there has always been productive for me. It has a lot of things going for it. Number one, it's a great place to catch coyotes because you've got a big opening there. There's a lot of logging roads that lead in off of these hayfields. Another reason I love it is because I can check it from the road. It's probably 200 yards from my house. So when I go to work in the mornings, I can look over, check and see if there's a coyote in it. If there's not, I know to drive on. It's an easy set to keep that I can check all the time, and all I got to do is make sure it keeps working. I don't have to walk to it. I don't even have to get on a buggy or a four-wheeler and ride to it. When we come back, we're coming back to this Trapping Time set of the week with Jason Webster. He's in Mississippi, and he's going to show us his trench set for gray fox.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
Hey folks, be sure to check out our all-star lineup for the upcoming season. New for 2018 is the hard-hitting Blackout Predator bait. If you're looking for a beaver-based bait with some kick, this is it. We're also proud to add to the batting order our line of mouse-based baits. If you're looking for a mice bait so pure it's practically eating cheese in the container, then you will want to try Peyton's Pretty Mouse. Maybe you're looking for a bait with some long-range appeal for those cold winter nights, then you've got to try Peyton's Dirty Mouse. When you're serious about trapping predators like we are, then be sure to make your next purchase at TrappingTimeTV.com.
Okay, we're still down here in Mississippi. We call ourselves a gray fox. The main reason that we were on this farm is they said they've been having a lot of bobcat problems and seeing a lot of bobcats, so we went around and set up key locations on here trying to connect on one. But this morning, checking the traps, we actually ended up with a gray fox here. Now this gray fox here, I had made a trench set here, but it's going to be a little hard to put that set back in the way he's got it blowed up. But the biggest reason we picked this location, we're off of a big food plot here. It comes down, and we actually have a roadway that goes here, and then about 15 yards this way, there's another roadway that goes all the way back the length of the property this way. So it kind of comes in here on this point and off of this field, we put our set in. Okay, we got our gray fox dispatched and now the set. We're going to put this back in. Actually wasn't quite as bad as I thought, as much stuff as he had raked in here. It was more just pine duff and stuff, so got it kind of cleaned back out here some. On a bed of pocket, a pound of pocket at the bottom of that bed so that we can lay this chain and that bottom D-ring down in there. We'll make sure that trap's good and solid in there. We'll flip our loose jaw down. You want that trap solid so nothing moves. They come in here and they feel any kind of movement on this, it's going to pique their curiosity and they're going to want to dig around some. So make sure we're good and solid. Take our peat moss here. just want to fill up the inside of the jaws on it. This is what we're using as our pan cover here. We'll kind of smooth that around a little bit. I'm just going to take some of this fine and just gently blend this over. Try to make it all look natural and kind of blend it in. Now we had more of a trench in this when we originally put it in, so this would be probably more of a step down type dirt hole now than what it was. I want to rake this mound back up around here some. Use a little bit of backing, and we don't want anything impeding them when they come into this. But what this will end up doing, when they come into this is going to help line them up a little bit for this dirt hole set when they come in here. Get them down in the trench and get them going to the hole. Basically, our kill area is right here. So, kind of blend this in a little bit, make sure nothing. You don't want your trap to stand out just where your trap is. You want to try everything to look about the same around it. Try to keep any big leaves or anything in there that could impede it a little bit. We're going to go ahead and rebait this a little bit. I think there's still some bait down the hole, but we're going to put back in here what we had. We're actually using our Predator Bait 303 cat attack, because we were setting for cats here, and a little bit of spiked bobcat urine. Throw a glob of that down the hole. Take just a little daub of this, and we're going to put this right on the top lip of the hole right there. Now, along with these, plus, I mean, you can smell that foxy smell here too, so we're going to hit a little around this with a spiked bobcat urine just to give it that little extra kick here. And then hopefully, we still got about 3 or 4 more days here on this place before we head back home, so maybe we'll still get lucky enough to connect on a bobcat here. But so far, it's been a blast. But we got a lot more traps to check here, and we'll get going down the road and see what we catch.
Before you make your next trapping supply purchase, be sure to check out TrappingTimeTV.com. We have an extensive line of products, and we're adding new products all the time. If you've seen it on the show, we have it. Don't forget to check out the Trapping Time line of baits and lures. You will definitely want to try out our #1 selling Back 40 Predator bait. We also are the home of the Trapping Time Trap Bed Cookie Cutter. Make TrappingTimeTV.com your last stop.
For some of us, trapping season never ends. It's in our blood and defines the very person we are. Let Southern Snares and Supply be part of your trapping world. Be sure to try out our best-selling Capital Punishment Predator Bait and our new Pure Gator Oil.
Thanks, Jason. That's a unique approach to a trend set, especially for gray fox. Hey, let's see if my little honey hole above the house can hit again.
Well, as you can see, we got a little bit of a snow last night, and got a nice little honey hole here. I took one here earlier this year. This set usually produces for me, and coyotes are moving. They are definitely moving. I love this spot. We got about 3 inches of snow last night. Nobody knew it was coming. I just had a feeling these dogs were going to move. What's nice about this spot compared to the rest of them is what's waiting on for me up here. There's one, and there's two. We doubled up last night. One was a remake of a coyote I caught earlier in the fall, and this other one, this set has not been touched. I haven't caught a possum, haven't caught a raccoon, haven't caught anything other than these. This makes 3 coyotes out of this location. This is probably less than a quarter of a mile from my house, so anytime I can take them this close to the house, tickles me to death. So we're going to go up here, look at these dogs a little bit, and we're going to break down why this set was successful and why we was able to take 2 of them out of here. On social media all the time I hear, now is not the time to be catching them in dirt holes. You know what, guys? They got to eat all year long. You know what? I do not abandon the dirt holes because both of these coyotes are a prime example of 2 animals caught in a dirt hole. The one behind me was actually in a remake of a dirt hole I caught a coyote in earlier, and this one here had never been touched. You know, I don't like to abandon what works, and dirt holes work. You know, it's just their natural instinct to want to find food. It worked out perfect. You know, we were using our Trapping Time Blackout and our Trapping Time Back 40 on these ones here. Two totally different smells, but one thing it had in common is I used some coyote gland lure at the lip of each hole. Now this hole here was just small. This one here had been rooted out because I'd caught the coyote before. So if you use those techniques like that, just to try to mix it up, you know, we got two totally different styles baits here. Not so much because we want to catch doubles, which are awesome, but because that gives you another chance of catching a single, because you may not, as he's coming through here, he may not like the smell of what that back 40's doing to him, but as he comes by another 10 feet and he smells that blackout, it may be enough for him to commit. All right, now this set here was a bit of what I call a micro dirt hole, and you guys have seen me make it before, where all I use is my driver to make my dirt hole. Well, we don't really have that happening now, so what we're gonna have to do, we have to come in here, and a lot of times this time of year it's so muddy that trying to keep a bed going, even though this was the first catch on this one here, he's got it messed up pretty bad. So we're gonna, a lot of times we'll beat that bed back down in there, drag as much of this stuff here out of here where he's pulled in, get down back down to that virgin ground. January, guys, this snow is not done by any means, so we need to insulate this a little bit. Take that peat moss and put it down in there, put a nice layer. And I hear a lot of guys talking about their peat moss freezing. It's had to get wet. If it's freezing and it hasn't been rained on, it's gotten wet. All right, so we got our trap bedded. We're gonna pull all this garbage. Now he tore up some sticks. I had a log for backing there, and he pretty much demolished it. We've got so much coyote smell happening right here. We're gonna use that to our advantage, especially since they're breeding. All right, we're gonna take our driver and we're gonna find this hole. It's a little farther back than what I normally do, but I don't want to crowd them too much. Take that driver, work that hole around there. So our set's pretty much where we want it to be at. We're gonna take some blackout and put back in here. And the reason I knew it was blackout is because I always put blackout. When I make two sets, I always put the blackout on the right and the back 40 on the left. Don't know why I do that. It's just one of those little things that I do that makes me me. Push that down in the hole. Now we're not going to put any gland lure down in there because you know my theory. We've had a coyote here all night long. There's no need to put any gland lure in here. We're not going to get any more out of that little bottle than we did of that 25, 30 pound coyote. So that's the remake of this set. We're going to go over here and remake the other one.
From the hills of West Virginia, Smokey's Deer Lures presents the first and only real pre-orbital gland lure in the world. Applying pre-orbital gland lure to a licking branch will allow you to take a complete inventory of the bucks at your favorite hunting spot. Get yours at smokiesdeerlure.com.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
How about that double? You know, those doubles never get old. We got the first set remade. Now let's get started on the second.
Now, if you guys remember this set from earlier in the fall, when this coyote got caught, he tore this place up. I'll take a little bit of peat moss, get it down in there. We want to insulate. Let's get this bad boy bedded in here. All right, we got our trap solid. We're going to get him covered back up here in a minute, but we want to get all this stuff back up here again, just like we had it before. Give him a reason to work it from this side, because even if these coyotes come down off this hill, I still want them to come around and work the side where the smell's at. And I'm going to do something that's really going to throw a curveball. We're going to take some of this when I dispatched that coyote, he bled a little bit. We're going to take some of that. We're going to put it in the backing. And I know that goes against everything that you've learned. It's something different, guys. That's what you want. You want something that's going to pique his curiosity. It's kind of like a buried bait set in a way, because you're putting all kinds of smells right there. Let's say he doesn't want to work a dirt hole, because I hear that all the time. Oh, coyotes just won't work my dirt hole. Well, throw something at him a little different. Throw something at him different in a dirt hole. This here, we're gonna have our mound, which is gonna get their attention. But now we've got a little bit of blood in there from the dispatch. Give him something else to think about when he's in there. It may be enough to get his feet working. And what do I always say? If I can keep his feet moving, there's a good chance I'm going to catch him. Now, this one here, we're going to come up a little bit higher than we did on the other remake. Normally, I'm probably going to be real close to my lever when I make my dirt hole. This one here, I want to come up a little bit higher. I want to take advantage of this mound. I want this mound to be his main focal point. And I want to make a big dirt hole in this one here. All right. That thing's probably about 8-9 inches deep, which from where I live out here in Greene County, PA, that's pretty deep. Get your peat moss. I just want a thin layer, guys. I'm looking for 1/4 of an inch. I see guys burying them way deep. And I think that's one reason I get away with running the less pay attention, because they don't have to commit as much. And as you can see, both these dogs had full commitment. They were not, you couldn't have got any more of their paw in that 175. All right. So back to what I said before. I don't like the low spots. A lot of guys swear by them. That's why sometimes trench sets and things like that work so good. I'm the complete opposite. I don't want to give them any reason. I want them to be as natural as possible. If they want to put their foot down here, I don't want them thinking about the reason why they're putting it down there. I just want them to go in there and put it down. All right. So that's pretty much the finished set there. Now we're going to see if we got any back 40 in here. Yep, got some right here. Back 40 is a unique bait. It has a little hint of skunk in it, but it's got some other things in it that really going to pique your curiosity. It's got a unique look too. We're going to dry that as far down in the hole as we can. And I like to give 2 different smells, and with the back 40 and the blackout, we're able to do that. We're going to take, just as a little added bonus, we'll put a little gator oil from Southern Snares. Put a little gator oil in here. Give them a little reason to dig. We're going to make a digging reaction, and that's what the gator oil does. Why? I have no idea. You know, I guarantee you not one coyote here in Greene County, PA has ever tasted a gator, but it sure does make them want to dig. All right, guys, this is kind of a thrown together remake. This is the second coyote we've taken out of this set. It's just something different, you know. Sometimes you get out in the field and you change things up a little bit. You may have just invented the world's best, better than natural gas coyote set.
Boy, that was a fun show. You know, it just proves that sometimes you don't have to travel miles and miles away to be successful at coyotes. Sometimes it's right out your back door. Be sure to join us next week. We're going to be chasing raccoons DP style. And like we always say, we're keeping the tradition alive here at Trapping Time.